Hello, I'm going to jump right into this time. No intro or anything like that. I just got a few minutes. I just wanted to finish the search unit that we were working on last. So let's just jump right in. There we go. So these are the two search units we were working on. This one is the one I'm waiting for parts on. I was going to replace these two boards, and this one here is the one that I am going to be completing today. So let me just put this one off to the side. Well, actually, no, first, before I do that. So switch, now it's time to adjust it. I've taken this apart. I've cleaned these discs here. I've installed two new wipers. Oh, this is the right way. These are the original ones. Here, I'll show you. So, if you can see, the tabs are busted off. It's yeah, they're in bad shape. So I replaced those two wipers. The large wiper was actually in good shape and didn't need to be replaced. And I reassembled this and I oiled it. So I oiled the motor with some, I'm using Tri-Flow. I like this for getting way down in there. The other thing is I also checked the routing of the wires. There's some wires a little close to gear, so I moved them the other way. So what I'm going to do, now this motor here, I'm propping it up because there's the arm on the back that searches. So this motor here is an AC motor, and I just got my lead set to 24 volts, and you can see we are searching. That's how it searches. There you go. So that's the search unit running. That means I can turn off my AC power splicer for my arms. So it's actually running pretty quiet for that. They always run a little bit grindy. When you have this plate off, the gears can kind of move around. So next thing I did, let me just check these connectors. I think these connectors are all in good shape. These pins are amp lock on an AMI Continental 1 and 2. Victory Glass does have some pins for a while, but these are all good, so I don't have to replace those. I'm going to have to replace them on this other one. But I want to talk, I got this all adjusted out as far as the switches go, but I wanted to show you on this one. It's called switch health. So these little spacers here between the switches are phenolic, little pieces of phenolic or old circuit board. And if there's humidity, moisture, just age, certain ones will kind of shrink. So it's always good before you try to adjust any switches is just to oh wow, the auto contrast is really messing up. I'm just going to give a just check to make sure none of these are loose. I'm just going to give them all. That one was loose. I don't know why. And when you find loose contacts, you might want to just check to make sure everything's lining up here. I don't know what's happening with my video here. So let me just turn that off quickly. Yeah, that's the problem when you leave these cameras on auto. There, just leave that. All right, sorry about that, guys. It just went back to pink. Cool. White balance. Let's try that. There we go. So these switches, these blades here, make sure that they line up. So what I found is some of these screws are a little loose. So before you even try to adjust a contact, always just make sure all your relay screws are tight. I don't have to crank them, so I'm not using a huge screwdriver or torque wrench or anything. Just, there's no point in adjusting these when they're loose because they're either going to drift, or when you're adjusting them, you're not adjusting them off a solid surface pivot point here. And this is my little adjustment tool. So what I do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to just inspect as I engage and disengage. And one thing, it's very hard to see. See if I can get closer. It's very hard to see because these are small switches. So what you're looking for is you got your two tips of the blade. And when they connect, you want them to not go like this. you want them to actually, if this is your stationary blade, you want this to come in and wipe, because that is what keeps the contacts clean. So I was there's somebody online that was having a problem with I think a Wurlitzer high voltage contact, and it kept burning out, and you could see the blades were adjusted so it's just going like that, not moving. That's going to arc in that spot it's touching, and it's going to never clean itself. So what he would need to do is adjust his blades back, both of them, so that it contacts here and it pushes on that blade a little bit. If both blades don't move, if it just touches, you might work right now, but it will stop functioning at some point. So this one I need to go through, and that one needs a little adjustment. That one's good. This one, it's just touching, and I want it to go a little bit more. I want it to move a little bit. So I'm just manually activating the relay coil. And it seems like in these AMIs, seems like they don't like to adjust well. So I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, I keep adjusting and it doesn't. So be prepared to kind of fight them a little bit. For some reason, it takes a little bit more force than your standard pinball blade to adjust, and I find that kind of interesting. Watch, I'm going to go too far. There we go. So that one's adjusted. This one's going to be a little harder to get to. I might have to just try pushing on the top of the blade rather than bending it. I just want that to... wow. Yeah, as I said, these are just a pain. I mean, if you really need to get in there with the tool, I could always just take these two screws off. It's moving. There we go. All right, so as far as the 3 relays on this one, this is the Sprague relay back here, because this engages the top. This is good to go. This one needs me to address multiple pins that are bad. I got at least 1, 2, 3, at least 3 pins that are bad that I should replace. I got some wires I need to put some heat shrink on, but that's gonna be for later. That's just soldering and wires. So this is the one I wanted to show you. So we have these 2 discs. We got letter and numbers. So your letter is the larger section here, and your numbers are 1 through 20. Now 1 through 20. Now if you have a 100 select, it would use every other one, and so therefore the 100 select requires another plug to go to 200 select, and it requires all these to be properly soldered. And I'm not looking forward to changing these 2 boards out on the other one, but I want to do a good job. So what I'm going to do is, first thing is, I got this Victory Glass contact grease. It says controversial. You can fight me in comments, but I like to put grease on my contacts, especially when you have moving. This is a Deox infused grease. Now I have used Super Lube. That's available as well. I think it comes from Harbor Freight. It's a silicone induced Teflon grease. I'm not putting much on. I'm just putting enough just to protect the contacts. And yes, I know it's grease. It will contact through. Sometimes it takes a couple rotations. I've done many stepper units this way, and it works. I actually originally learned this technique from watching Clay's videos, This Old Pinball. I don't know if they're not available online. I believe they were a pay thing, but all the money went to a charity preserving vintage pinball machines. He took time to make these videos and bought them all, and that was my basics of pinball repair. Oh man, that was got to be like 15 to 20 years ago. So there we go. I gotta go grab a paper towel. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's out there. I know it's really early on a Saturday morning. I just need to get this off my bench because I got some speakers I'm working on in a couple hours. And so I wanted to finish that up. So now there's almost done. Almost. There's one last thing to do. And this is the important part. And it's easy to do on the bench. And I don't even know if I have the right page. This is from working on some other stuff. I'm getting out the manual. There's a adjustment procedure in here. Don't know if it's in the credit or if it's in the actual service manual. Where we want to check to make sure that is adjusted correctly. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's a bigger pain in the butt to do out of the machine, in the machine. It would help if that's the one thing I was going to do before I did the video, was find this page. And mental note, this adjustment is done, is actually also in the service bulletin book, which I need to take out with me. Okay. The spray unit adjustment. So this is all the adjustments that you should make on the machine to get everything lined up right. I'm just hoping that I have the right book, because there we are. Selector and pusher pin alignment. So this has to be done for all machines. So I need to, segment A is going to be this top segment. So this is segment A, and I need to adjust this. Carp. Well, I guess I just realized I'm going to have to change the other wiper I thought was good is not. It folded back. So anyways, I'm going to show you this adjustment, and then I'll take care of that off camera. It's kind of a pain in the butt dealing with little tiny screws. So I'm going to see. So I need to adjust segment A. I'm going to grab this camera and move it closer. So, see, segment A is here, right there. This is segment A, and check the manual. It says I need to have align the surge wipers on segment A corresponding to selection A1. 1 is going to be right here. So there we are. So I'm on A, and this is 1. So I'm just entering 1 going this direction, and please don't mind that this is folded over. I will have to fix that and redo the alignment. Oh no. The thing I put in my book to hold my page fell out. I need better book holders. Come on. There we go. Alright. Back to A1. Hold down the spray relay arms and wedge it into place with a small screwdriver. And then I want to loosen clamping screws and coupling arms, tighten coupling arms so that it matches this picture. So, the spray relay is right here. And I want it just entering this one segment. What the spray relay does, you see it locks it in place. And from what I'm seeing here, I wedge that down. My letter segment is just entering, needs to be moved back a little bit. And the other segment needs to be moved back as well. I'm going to find something to wedge in there. Here's a, put this in the, fun, isn't it? Okay, so now I'm locked in place. So I want this guy here just entering that segment, and I want this one a little bit closer. Now, you say, oh no, drop my grease. How important is this? Well, if it's, this is going to be really tight. It's very important because, yeah, you're going to say, yeah, it's on the segment, but it's the timing. So when it enters it, it knows when to stop it based on the mechanism and all the stops and everything. So this has to stop on the right spot. So that didn't take much to adjust that, and you know, I learned the hard way. Ooh, that's good. That's in there nice and tight. I know it's Sunday morning or Saturday morning. I keep saying Sunday. I don't know why. Because I think last time I did this on a Sunday. But I wanted to finish up my stream because. All right, so pretty much going back to the picture, I got it. The bottom one is entering, and it says equal spacing. Oh, I actually read this wrong. I think I was right. I want to be equal spacing on that gap. So that would be about right. And this back one, I need to be... I'm looking at the front of the blades here, not the back. So yeah, I guess it was pretty close to the right spot before. Look at the pivot. And I can test this, and luckily for, you know, I'm not afraid of pulling this in and out. 0.040. So that's where having a manual is helpful. But I'm going to tighten this down because I have to replace this blade. And I'm not doing that with it loose. These are tons of fun. I thought it was good, and I guess I should have just gone by instinct and just said, nope, it's not. Let's replace the blade. See if I can do it live. It's the one thing. I like to do it with. I like to do it before I put the grease on. That's why I'm kind of a little disappointed in myself, but I'll get there. That's the blade. Luckily, I bought some new ones already. Lovely spring steel, or not steel, springy material. So that's really where we're going to finish. So I will position this so I get the screw in. And just be very careful because these phenolic pieces are not replaceable. There's my small screwdriver. It's always best to try to get one started. See, I told you it's going to fight me. Oh, let's get this the right way. I don't know how much you guys want to watch me fight this. Oh, I lost my screw. That is exactly why I hate semi-magnetic screwdrivers. I hate... I'm going to have to get this started. Oh, here it is. It's stuck to the screwdriver. I really have a disdain for screwdrivers that are magnetic that don't need to be. I mean, yes, they're sometimes useful, sometimes it's not. I had somebody magnetize some of my screwdrivers thinking they were doing me a favor, and they didn't. So yeah, that's the last part of this whole adjustment, is get this blade in. I think this is bent too far. You don't want a ton of force on it, but getting this in position is going to fight me. And try one more time on camera. Oh ho, ho ho ho. I got it. Alright, now throw the other screw in. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, hard to see what's going on here. One thing is this blade can rotate a little bit in this holder. This is a good time before you tighten everything down, just to make sure these are both making good contact with both sides of them. There we go. Once again, doesn't need to be cranked down. I think we have good contact there. Just want to bend this. It's up. It's not touching. Alright, so just making sure. We got good contact. There we go. Okay, spray relay is still jammed. I am going to double check my adjustments. It's about where I won't need to be. Maybe a little bit that way. Don't be frustrated if you have selection issues. If this is not right, what's going to happen is it's going to search, and then you'll hear it misfire. It'll fire, and then it won't write in. It'll just keep writing, or it will search and write in the wrong number. But generally, it's just going to miss it. It's going to be like it skipped over it. But there we go. That's pretty much now ready to install. The cover is sitting in the box in the car. So yeah, the cover goes on last. You install this by, don't want to damage the relays. Make sure this hooks on, this here hooks onto the arm. Goes a pin through the center here, and then you got a bolt hole here and here. So to remove it, it's the opposite. You undo these two bolts, it clips over this arm, and it undo those two bolts, and then you just pull it up and out. So in short, one is ready to go, be installed today, and then the other one I am still waiting for parts. That's just a little quick and dirty video I wanted to do. Just thinking about it for the last couple of days. A few things I want to do on this, but I wanted to actually finish the repair that I did on the stream the other day and show you guys what the final adjustments were, because when I left it, I was taking this plate off and I said I had to do some work. I wanted to clean those discs up. I used a little bit of alcohol and and some paper towel, some rough scrubbing. I think I maybe used a little bit of like 4-aught steel wool to get some of the corrosion off, but I didn't want to scrub it too hard. Once that all dried up, I wiped it down with alcohol again. Now with that little grease on there, we should be good to go for a long time. Keep the cover on, keep the dust and crud out of these wipers area. That's a key. So until next time, I'll be showing you some more AMI stuff as I finish this Continental 1 and 2. So thank you guys for watching. Tune in and subscribe and check out the rest of the videos. Thank you for watching.